Hello. We've looked at the two decimal places over the last couple of days. Today we're going to be looking at decimal numbers in written form, that's words, turning them into digit form. So here I've got some numbers, got two numbers written down in words. I'm just going to select a pen here and I'm going to write them down as numbers. So 10 tenths. 10 tenths. That's actually one, isn't it? If I think about a fraction, first of all, 10 tenths is one, which is one whole. So as a decimal, that would actually be 1.0. Now underneath that I've got 11 tenths. I'm just going to change my colours here to avoid any confusion. Go with red. Now 11 tenths, that's more than the whole. So we'd have to be one whole unit, oops, a daisy, and the extra tenth. So 11 tenths is actually 1.1. Now it's important I know that, how many tenths make a unit. It's going to help me with questions like these. Okay, so 4 tenths. If I was writing down 4 tenths, it's less than a whole, so it's 0 point, and it's 4 tenths, so I've got my units column here, and that will be it. If I want to be a fancy pants, it's got no hundredths. I could write it like that, to the second decimal place, using what I learned yesterday. Next one says 24 tenths. I'm going to change colours again here. 24 tenths. Ooh, 10 tenths is a whole, so 20 tenths will be 2 wholes, 2 units, and it's got 4 tenths. Again, if I want to show it to the second decimal place, showing off what I learned yesterday, it'd be 2.40. If you look at the number here, look at the digits 2 and 4, there is a link to 24 there, isn't it? Now underneath we've got 4 hundredths. 4 hundredths was definitely less than a whole. It's actually less than a tenth as well. It's 0.04. And my last one down here, I'm not going to go for yellow, you won't be able to see that, 24 hundredths. Well, that's actually less than a whole, so 0.24 hundredths is actually 2 tenths and 4 hundredths. So looking back at these, 4 tenths will be 0.40, 24 tenths would be 2.40, 4 hundredths would be 0.04, 24 hundredths, remember that, is 0.24. Let's try and make it a little bit trickier here, thinking about numbers greater than 1. 21s and 4 hundredths. Well, 21s is in fact 20, isn't it? 2 tens and 0 units. And 4 hundredths, so I'm going past my decimal point. That means no tenths and 4 hundredths. So 21s and 4 hundredths is 20.04. Second example here, 14 tens and 700. 14 tens, that's actually 140. Now it says 7 hundredths. So I'm definitely going past the decimal point. Didn't mention anything about tenths. 7 hundredths. So 14 tens and 7 hundredths is 140.07. Moving on to my final example here. It's going to get a little bit nasty, so we'll go with red for the nasty one. 32 tenths. Well, 32 tenths. Let's have a think. It's getting nasty now, isn't it? 32 tenths. Oh, you know what I know about fractions. That's 3 wholes and 2 tenths, which would in fact be 3.2. And I've also got this 3 thousandths. That's smaller than a unit, smaller than a tenth, smaller than a hundredth, 3 thousandths. So what I actually need to do now is show both of these together. 3.203. 32 tenths and 3 thousandths. Gets a bit tricky there because we've gone into the third decimal place, haven't we?